everyone, and welcome to another edition of Homestead Tessie. And today is Heart to Heart. That's Friday. So what am I going to talk about today? Well, it's a surprising story of how I started enjoying reading books. And my story may really surprise you. I hope you stay tuned to the rest of this video.
From the diary of my Grandma Fanny, April 13th, 1942. Today was Sunday school in the morning, and we went to Grandma Grove's for dinner. We had song service in the evening. It was a very nice, relaxing day.
Most of you know, at age 17, I got married. And by the age of 21, I had a kindergartner. And I would take my little kindergartner, my oldest daughter, to school. And we took our children to a private Christian school. And as I would wait for the school to end, I would always pick her up. I was surrounded by a library. That's where I had to wait for my daughter to be finished with school. So every day I would sit kind of like this. So every day I would sit kind of like where I am today. And I would look at all of these books. Now, I never liked school as a child. In fact, I really didn't find school very entertaining or interesting, which was really sad because looking back, I could have learned so much more. But every day, the librarian would be there, and she was named Ruth Westenberger. Now, she was an older lady, a single lady, and she spent many hours of her life in the little library in the Christian school of my children. One day, she caught me looking at the books. I stood like this and was just reading the books, looking at them. And she said, "Teresa, would you like to take a book home?" Those words impressed me so much, they changed my whole world. I said, "I would love to." And so, while my children went to school, all those years, I went to school as well. I would take a book out, check it out, just like the children did, and I would bring it back. She opened a whole new world to me, a world to love books and a world to love knowledge. I spent many years in that little library helping her, dusting off the books and cleaning the bookshelves, and I, in turn, started having a passion for books. Yes, all of you who know me know I love books. I don't read just any books. All of my books are always nonfiction, and they're always do-it-yourself, self-help, cookbooks, books like that, books that will teach me something. And all of this was because a little older lady named Ruth Westenberger took me under her wing and taught me that even as an adult, I can learn new things. What I'm going to be trying to do in every video of mine, I am going to be sharing with you a book that inspires me for that video. This coming week, we will have many videos on canning and food preparations, and we are going to have on preparedness. And in turn, I'm going to share with you the books that I use for those subjects. Because so many of you said, "Tessie, we want to see more of your books. We want to see more of the books you recommend and the books you like." What better way to showcase my books than on my videos when I'm working on the various subjects that I work on here on the homestead. So as I look at my books are precious to me. You know, some women collect shoes and jewelry and makeup and clothing. This girl collects books. Somebody asked me, "Where do you go with all of your books?" I have this bookshelf and I have one other one, and that so far is able to house all of my books. Every once in a while I will go through my books, and there are ones that I have not used in a year. I will donate them to the public library so they too can be blessed by the books that I get. So I want to share with you a life-changing book that I received a few months ago, and it's really been a blessing in my life. It is called Back to Eden. Now, Back to Eden is a book that shares with you how you can live a healthier, happier life. So today's feature is going to be Back to Eden. It talks about herbal remedies. It talks about health, and it talks about simplistic living. It talks about peaceful living and just a whole new mindset about not always coveting what the neighbor next door has, but in gaining peace in what you do have and using the resources that you have. So, Back to the Eden book is going to be my recommended book for today on this Heart to Heart. So, as I finish this video, I'll just pan the camera and show you a little bit of some of the books that I have. So, I'm hoping to achieve a better organization of my books. Now, most of my recipe books are in a different bookshelf, but I have lots of books here. Herbal books, stocking up books, dried foods, Amish cooking, canning books, back to basic books. Medical Maker's Handbook, which is really highly knowledgeable book, which I'm only starting to get into that. Handmade, stories of people that live like me. Down below, we have other books. But don't fret, every time I make a video, I'm going to share with you my books. My books are not just on the shelf to look pretty. Every book has a purpose in my life. Everything in my life has a purpose. And so if it doesn't work for me and it's not a book that I use, then I just pass it on to someone else. So here's the Back to Eden book, once again, if you are interested. But just like everything in life, sometimes we buy something and we realize it's not exactly what we thought it was, and then we just go ahead and we pass that on. But generally, I really research my books first before I buy them online. All of my books are bought very, very cheap. I don't spend more than $5 or $6 for a used book. Usually it's about $4 to $5. I have spent a few extra dollars on a few books. I don't buy books new ever, except for I did buy this one new, and it was $20, which is really high for me. But this is for in case of an emergency. I like to have this on hand. So I felt like it was worth the price. But all these books that you see are from the Thrifty Thursday, most of them, or Amazon on the used book. So I want to thank all of you guys for watching. Another book that I really enjoy is the Tightwad Gazette. This is really if you want to learn about frugal living and you want to learn about being frugal. The Tightwad Gazette, my friends, is an amazing book. So the Tightwad Gazette, I would strongly recommend them. While we live in the digital world and we have so much knowledge through the computer and through the internet, I really want to inspire you to start having a library. You know, books are treasures, and you know they don't make books anymore like they used to. And what happens if our grid would go down someday? And all of that information, it won't do us any good. All that information won't do us any good. That information would do us no good because we have no way to access them. So I'm hoping that you would start your library, and maybe you do have a very comprehensive library. My library is very small compared to what so many have, but every single book I have is a joy, and I really enjoy reading them, and I enjoy learning from them, and I enjoy sharing my books with all of you. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Friends, it's my other small bookshelf, and this is where I house the rest of my books. And like I said, these books all represent me and my life. You know, the 12 months of harvest. The Encyclopedia of Country Living is another really good resource. So these books are what inspires me. So everybody's going to be different. these books are what inspires me. So everyone is going to be different in what their bookshelf looks like. As you know, I love Amish cooking. And I love Peter Rabbit. So Peter Rabbit, this is a children's book, but it's all about gardening, and I love it. Another book that I received that was new was The Cabin Full of Food. I actually know the person who wrote this, and it's an amazing book. And it's great for anybody who wants to live off-grid with cooking. So as you see, my books represent the things that I like. I hope you guys enjoy this little video of my books, and will enjoy seeing the books as the weeks and the months ahead here on my YouTube channel. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. In a moment to say thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye!